My name is Hollis Map. I perform around the world. And when I travel, I book with CaribJet.
Call CaribJet now. 100% Grenadian, operating 10 years plus.
Telephone number 439-4444 in Grenada or click caribjet.com. CaribJet, True Blue Central. The number one for travel.
There is something new to the classic Wester Hall rum look. Wester Hall Estate Rum. What's your number? Drink responsibly.
Say hello to Grenada's hidden gem, Mandela Court, a Grenadian-owned luxury boutique hotel tucked away in Lansipine. Our fully equipped suites are now complemented by an international standard restaurant and conference room. So whether you're having a formal business event, quaint garden wedding, or just a relaxed dinner for two, you can count on Mandela Court for that luxurious experience. Call today to book your viewing or reservation. We look forward to welcoming you.
Darling, would you like some tea? I've made your favorite.
Well, thank you, darling. I'm here finishing my blog post to help homeowners understand their electricity bills. The left side of your bill shows the rates for electricity and the government charges. The middle portion shows the number of units you've consumed, plus the history of your usage over the last 8 months. And the right side shows how much you're being charged.
I really think people are going to value this information.
Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
Spare your pocket, spare the earth, always at Grenlec, you come first. Save energy, save a dime, reduce your wattage and reduce your time. When you use appliances, make sure you buy energy efficient every time. Spare your pocket, spare the earth, always at Grenlec, you come first. Spare your pocket, spare the earth, always at Grenlec, you come first.
Your vehicle insurance should never break your bank. With Beacon, you can get up to 35% off your fully comprehensive car insurance and still get full protection from unexpected damages with free loss of use, windscreen cover, and special perils. When it comes to your insurance, always be sure you settle for more. Call us at 440-4447 or log on to beacon.co.tt and get a quote today.
Good evening and welcome to the MTV Evening News for Thursday, 24th February 2022. In the headlines, government stands in solidarity with the people of Ukraine. Cabinet approves criteria for the category of workers to receive their additional half-month pay before the end of March. The Traffic Department calls on citizens to refrain from defacing speed bumps. And in sports, Presentation Brothers College host annual sports meet. We have the details to these and more after the break.
Spare your pocket, spare the earth, always act when left, you come first. Save energy, save a dime, reduce your wattage and reduce your time. When you use appliances, make sure you buy energy efficient every time. Spare your pocket, spare the earth, always act when left, you come first. Spare your pocket, spare the earth, always act when left, you come first.
The first segment of MTV News is brought to you in association with GUT Cooperative Credit Union. It's where you belong.
Imagine having the home of your dreams. Imagine investing in that piece of property you can call your own. Imagine finally doing that home improvement project you've always been thinking about. It's time to stop imagining and start doing. Let the GUT Credit Union help you take the first step with fantastic rates, affordable repayments, and reduced legal fees. Make the move. Get better terms on your mortgage. Use your home equity to make those dreams a reality. Act now. There's really no place like home. GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
With the details, I am Troy Gill. The government of Grenada is standing in solidarity with the people of Ukraine as the situation there continues to escalate. Russian President Vladimir Putin on Thursday announced a military operation in Ukraine and warned other countries that any attempt to interfere with the Russian action would lead to consequences they have never seen. He said the attack was needed to protect civilians in eastern Ukraine, a claim the U.S. had predicted he would falsely make to justify an invasion. Foreign Affairs Minister Oliver Joseph says the government continues to monitor this development.
The government of Grenada is very concerned with the current situation in Ukraine. We call for the immediate cessation of hostilities, withdrawal of all Russian troops from Ukraine, and urges all sides to exercise restraint. We stand in solidarity with Ukraine and the people who are enduring the horrors of war.
Minister Joseph speaks to the direct implication this situation will have on the global market.
Any part of the world that's affected by war or any such aggression will affect the supply chain. Russia is a major supplier of oil and gas to Europe, and the immediate effect would be to see an increase in oil prices as alternative sources are searched for. And therefore it will have a devastating impact on food prices and oil prices in particular.
Thursday's invasion followed weeks of escalating tensions as Russia massed troops along Ukraine's borders.
Well, it depends on how long it lasts, really. It started for our time last night. It's the first day. We hope it will not be any sustained activity, because if it is a sustained activity, then it will bring greater pressure to bear on our economy.
One official from the Ministry of Finance confirms that the cabinet has approved the criteria for the category of workers who were considered frontline during the pandemic and will receive their additional half-month pay as was promised before the end of March. Although the majority of frontline workers and public officers who worked during the height of the COVID-19 pandemic received double salaries in December 2021, as was promised during the 2022 budget presentation, there was a need to clarify the roles of an additional category of workers who worked as frontline workers so they can also receive an additional half-month pay. In an earlier report, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Finance, Mike Sylvester, indicated that the criteria were established and sent to Cabinet for approval, and in a recent update, he confirmed that the criteria have been approved. Speaking to MTV News by phone on Thursday, Sylvester said Cabinet acted upon the recommendations of a committee that established the criteria, and now the process with regards to the submission of names is ongoing.
What would have happened, Cabinet would have a committee that would have done the research, came up with the criteria and submitted for approval. That approval basically came back. And so the process is now in terms of unfolding. What ministries and departments are asked to do is to submit the names of persons meeting the criteria. There are 7 or so criteria. Persons have to meet one mandatory one, and then there's one other criteria that they have to meet.
He said once the names have been submitted and all the preparatory work has been completed, then workers will begin receiving payments in March this year.
Once the names are submitted and so on, the committee would then evaluate the names and the information, and then of course finalize the list for approval for payment. And as we would have indicated, the payment will be made before the end of March. Yeah, so all that is still in the works.
During the 2022 budget presentation, Finance Minister Gregory Bowen indicated that although the majority was to be paid in December last year, the final payment will be made no later than the first quarter of 2022. The Traffic Department of the Royal Grenada Police Force is appealing to the public to desist from defacing speed bumps. Along the eastern corridor, the words Water Club were painted on several humps, an act the head of the Traffic Department says was unlawfully done. Nikita Hosten has more.
Head of the Traffic Department, Superintendent Randy Connaught, has confirmed that the RGPF is currently investigating marks on the Wester Hall Main Road along the speed bumps. The writing on the speed bump says Water Club, and according to Superintendent Connaught, whoever painted the words did not get any permission from the RGPF or the Ministry of Works.
The marks, we have already photographed those marks, and we are yet to determine that business or entity or the individuals who are associated or were associated with placing those marks and defacing the printed labels or the markings that we have on those speed bumps. I want to caution members of the general public for taking such action without having any lawful authority in doing so. And we have already engaged the Ministry of Works, and I am certain from the Ministry of Works in our conversation did not give any permission for such undertaking.
Superintendent Connaught is asking individuals to desist from such practices as it is against the law.
Again, we would want to appeal to persons to do the right thing and to be assured that any application that has to be made relative to placement of signs on the public roadway, that authority lies within the Ministry of Works and the Royal Grenada Police Force. No one else has the authority when it comes to placing those sort of marks on the public roadway.
Nikita Hosten, MTV News.
Since the recent announcement that Grenada will be having Spice Mass 2022, as well as the lifting of many of the COVID protocols, there has been a significant increase in the number of parties and fetes being advertised. MTV spoke to a local promoter who said they are still in the planning phase, but she does not foresee having issues with patrons adhering to the protocols. Additionally, Minister for Health Nicholas Steele says the authorities will continue to monitor what is taking place. Donella Hosten has more.
Ensuring that patrons continue to adhere to the protocols in place while enjoying themselves in parties and fetes may be a task for promoters, and it is concerning to health officials. However, according to local promoter known as Golden, she and her team are still in the brainstorming phase, but she does not think there should be much of an issue.
We are currently brainstorming how we can ensure that we do have a safe event. Sanitization is everyday life. Wearing your mask is you do that every day. So I don't think implementing those things will be an issue. But I think that we definitely need to find ways that we can find that or strike that balance between persons enjoying themselves and maintaining safety.
She said she hosted an event earlier this year where she provided testing for patrons, and for her upcoming events, she awaits more information from the relevant authorities.
I did have an event in January where we had testing on site. So if you were not feeling well or you want to get a test, it was available. Persons were also mandated to test based on if their temperatures were a bit off and so forth. While we have, made some announcements in terms of our plans, we're definitely still in the planning stage, and we are awaiting final confirmation as to what the Ministry of Culture and Spicemas Corporation have actually planned in terms of protocols. We technically have not received, all the information and the full plan.
Our news desk also spoke to Health Minister Nicholas Steele, who noted that the authorities are concerned about the number of parties, but they are still monitoring the situation.
We are monitoring. We are aware that of some because they write us to get permission, but we are aware of others that don't.
Okay.
And we encourage everyone to please try and comply. As we're saying, we are being a lot more lenient and have a lot more leeway now because of where the pandemic is.
He says not because they have lifted most of the restrictions means that people should throw caution to the wind. Reporting for MTV News, I am Donella Hostin.
Meanwhile, one financial expert says the reintroduction of SpiceMass augurs well for the small business community, particularly seasonal vendors and those in the informal sectors, who largely depend on the August festivities to generate additional revenue. It has been 2 years since the suspension of SpiceMass due to the COVID-19 pandemic, forcing small business entities and seasonal vendors who depend on the August festivities to seek alternative routes to generate revenue. According to President of the Grenada Chartered Accountants, Aaron Logie, the reintroduction of SpiceMass will benefit the small business community.
By and large, any level of increased spending will have what you call a multiplier effect in the economy. And I say multiplier, meaning that the initial spending will create income, which in turn will create more spending, and hence the whole economy will benefit. So with the SpiceMass, that's no exception, and it's particularly impactful around the carnival season because of the large amount of visitors that come to our shows with the increased level of spending.
The absence of SpiceMass over the 2-year pandemic period has had a rippling effect on the economy, especially for the informal sectors, Logie said. However, the decision to suspend the festival was justified given the nature of the virus.
So obviously, with the suspension of Carnival for the last 2 years, those small businesses that cater for the Carnival activities, they would have suffered tremendously with the lack of Carnival, the spending, the income that it generates. By and large, over the last 2 years, you have to take the suspension of Carnival in the context of COVID and the overall impact it had on the informal sector and the formal sector as a whole.
He said there are lessons to be learned from the pandemic. However, small business people do enjoy a degree of flexibility and have been able to adjust temporarily in the absence of SpiceMass.
Small business by nature, the small business people, they are very flexible, unlike the larger established business. So in terms of lesson, I think by nature of the informal sector, they are flexible in terms of surviving. So in terms of what they offer, they have that flexibility to change the offering based on what's demanded.
The announcement of the return of Spice Mass was announced by Culture Minister Yolan Bain Horsford during Tuesday's post-cabinet press briefing to be held on August 8th and 9th. That's the first segment of news. More news after the break.
The first segment of MTV News was brought to you in association with GUT Cooperative Credit Union. It's where you belong.
Imagine having the home of your dreams. Imagine investing in a piece of property you can call your own. Imagine finally doing that home improvement project you've always been thinking about. It's time to stop imagining and start doing. Let the GUT Credit Union help you take the first step with fantastic rates, affordable repayments, and reduced legal fees. Make the move. Get better terms on your mortgage. Use your home equity to make those dreams a reality. Act now. There's really no place like home. GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
The Nawasa app brings the power of Nawasa's customer service experience to you. Instant, conversational, and smart. Easy access anywhere. Get bill balance, transaction history for up to 6 months, report a fault, link to websites, view payment centers, contact information, push notifications, and multi-tenant accounts, all in a secure login platform. Like a self-service concierge app, mobile.nawasa.gd gets you the support you need much faster. Available on both Android and iOS platforms. mobile.nawasa.gd, your customer support companion. Nawasa, committed to meeting customers' needs.
When a loved one passes on, we all need the comfort, support, and guidance of a trusted friend. You can rely on LaCour Brothers Funeral Home. We provide a personalized professional service that exceeds all expectations. Our dedicated staff responds to your every need with the greatest detail, ensuring affordability with a variety of options. Our upgraded state-of-the-art facilities, spacious air-conditioned chapel with live internet streaming, a modern, environmentally safe crematorium, the only of its kind on island, private viewing spaces, large on-site repast center, a modern transportation fleet. Join our burial society today and make personalized arrangements for that final moment. As you prepare to enter your loved one into eternal rest, visit or call LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and select a package that brings added comfort to the entire family. LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and Burial Society, continuing a tradition of excellence.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
You want a hand sanitizer to do 3 things: kill germs, be gentle, and to go where you go. You can get all of that in our hand sanitizer. Hard on germs, gentle on hands, affordable. Remember, hand sanitizers contain alcohol. Keep away from heat and flames and avoid contact with eyes. Available at retailers island-wide.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
On Sunday, February 27th, Mega Force Promotions presents the 36th edition of Waggity Virtual Bingo. Purchase a ticket now for your chance to win US $10,000. Tickets cost only $10. Get yours today from numerous box offices island-wide in Grenada. If you're playing overseas, tickets are only available at gotofed.com. So, if you need cash now, remember, Sunday, February 27th, join the fun and excitement online. Play Waggity Virtual Bingo and win!
The second segment of MTV News is brought to you in association with the Communal Cooperative Credit Union. To grow with us, save with us.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business,
for your education,
for your financial freedom,
for that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
Welcome back. Bishop Clyde Harvey, Bishop of the Diocese of St. George in Grenada, says the Carriacou Carnival is a test and the next 2 weeks should determine whether we have made the right decision or not. However, he is suggesting everyone who leaves Grenada to Carriacou for Carnival to get tested for COVID and have a negative result before leaving the country. Nikita Hosten has more.
The announcement of Carriacou's Carnival this weekend remains a hot topic, and joining the discussion is Catholic Bishop Clyde Harvey. According to the bishop, the fact that kayak mass is on after 2 years speaks to how well we are doing in relation to the pandemic. However, he believes this is a test.
And we're only going to know what the reality is 2 weeks after Carnival, when we see whether or not Carriacou becomes more COVID infested, if I might use that, infected rather. But then also, because I was hearing something, I said to myself, Lord, this is very interesting, that there's a boat that is leaving to go to Carriacou on Saturday, I think it is, and then coming back on Tuesday. So that means at least a few hundred Grenadians have a chance to take the boat and go. And if there's just 2 or 3 people on that boat infected.
The bishop indicated that all individuals that traveling to Carriacou should at least get tested before going.
If you're in Grenada, take a test before you go to Carriacou, so that you have some, it's not a total confidence, but you have some sense of whether you should go or not. Because if you test positive on that test, don't go. You have a moral responsibility not to go. Because the kind of gathering that one expects Carnival in Carriacou to be will be very conducive to the spread. It will be what they call a spreader, a super spreader, you know. So bear that in mind, please.
The bishop says, according to government, we are moving from strict restrictions to a sense of personal responsibility, and everyone has a part to play in keeping themselves, their friends and family safe.
We in the Catholic Church say you only get grace when you act out of personal responsibility. If you're doing something just because somebody tells you to do it, there's no grace in that unless you're a child. That when you take personal responsibility for something, and you say, I choose, then that is where the strength, the moral energy, and the grace comes.
Bishop Clyde Harvey is urging the populace to play safe and follow the protocols to avoid the rise in infections. Nikita Hosten, MTV News.
The United States Agency for International Development and the United Nations Development Program, in collaboration with the Government of Grenada, launched a police records management information system under the scope of the Carry Secure project. Nikita Hosten attended and filed this report.
The Police Records Management Information System will assist the police force to improve citizen security data management, analysis, and monitoring for crime reduction in Grenada. The project supports the collection and use of standardized crime and violence data to inform evidence-based decisions affecting policy and programs in 9 Eastern and Southern Caribbean countries, including Grenada. Commissioner of Police Edwin Martin was present at the launch. He says over 100 officers trained on premise.
Introduce the police incident form, establish familiarity among ranks, and build confidence and trust in the system. We are now adding the Police Records Management Information System, or PRIMIS, as you have heard. Another layer in moving us one step closer to the complete integration of the criminal justice system with a view to manage crime more effectively through evidence-based policing strategies.
UNDP Barbados and the Eastern Caribbean Deputy Resident Representative is Mr. Hugo Blacko, who was present for the historic launch.
It is with this sense of purpose that UNDP has been pleased to partner with USAID, with the UK Criminal Records Office, CRO, and our selected software development vendors, Softengi, on the development on premise. I must also express our deep appreciation to the partners at the Royal Grenada Police Force.
Ms. Marina Jesame, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of National Security and Home Affairs, spoke of the focus of the initiative.
As the project focuses on strengthening evidence-based decision-making for citizen security and the development of data-informed crime prevention strategies and policies to reduce youth crime and violence, the collection and gathering of data from the police is vital.
Antonia Coutain, a woman police constable of the Royal Grenada Police Force who was trained under the project, gave a demonstration and overview of the project.
Members from the CRO department and neighboring stations were able to edit the information that we had, and it provided integral information that helped us at the St. Nevis police station subsequently capture the individual within a shorter period of time. Additionally, there were a number of reports of housebreaking and stealing from a dwelling house, centralizing from the Wester Hall area. Using the platform, officers were able to establish a time pattern, link offenses together, develop a profile on the suspect, and make adjustments to their policing strategies to mitigate future breakings, all at a quicker turnaround time, as compared to the time it would take to gather linkages manually. If this isn't something to be excited about as a law enforcement officer, I don't know what else is.
Nikita Hostin, MTV News.
Local authors are once again coming together to showcase their publications, from poetry to novels. And according to David Ambrose, author of 2 novels, this serves as an opportunity to further encourage the public to keep reading. We have more details in this report.
Local author David Ambrose is calling on young people to get themselves more interested in reading books, particularly those by local authors. And he says Saturday's pop-up book sale, where authors will be coming together, will give the public the opportunity to support local authors while enticing their minds.
I think it's important for students to get into reading because it will help them in the other areas of study, not just in the English language. And it's sad that many of them are saying, I haven't read anything since primary school, and we're in college now. So we have to get our young people reading.
Saturday's pop-up, Ambrose explained, is an initiative by a group of local authors called the Grenadian Published Authors.
The pop-up that will be happening on February the 26th, as this Saturday, will take place in the National Stadium. It will be the first for 2022, and we will have different titles on sale by different authors. So Grenadian author Ron Antoine will be with me at that event.
According to him, local authors have been getting support from the public, who have been asking for even more publications.
People have been supporting us as authors, the work that we do. And in our group, and I suppose in Grenada in general, there are authors who have produced works of poetry, fiction in so many different genres like crime, crime thrillers, that is, romance, culture, and things like that. So it is important, I think, that the public supports the work of all Grenadian authors because I think we have good products here in Grenada.
He says some are also calling on the relevant authorities to include some of the local books into the school's curriculum. Reporting for MTV News, I am Donella Houston.
Republic Bank has presented 18 local charitable organizations with annual financial contributions as part of the bank's social investment program, The Power to Make a Difference. The community-based groups collectively receive cash disbursements totaling $50,000. The recipients represent a diversity of groups needing financial support in areas like healthcare, education, and care for the elderly and the socially marginalized. The beneficiaries include Dorothy Hopkins Center for the Disabled, Grenada Carriacou and P.T. Martinique Foundation for Needy Students, Cadrona Home for the Aged, Grencoda Students Assistance Program, the Grenada National Council for the Disabled, Pink Ribbon Society, and Hillview Home for the Aged, St. Vincent de Paul Society, or rather St. Vincent de Paul Society, the Rotary Club of Grenada, Quarantine Park Preservation Project, and the Missionaries of Charity. Other groups which provide care for people with chronic diseases such as kidney, diabetes, heart, and hypertension, that is the Grenada Heart Foundation, Grenada Cancer Society, Grenada National Patient Kidney Foundation, Grenada Diabetes Foundation, the Sickle Cell Association of Grenada, Friends of the Mentally Ill, the Lupus Foundation, and the Chores Support Group in Grenada also benefited. General Manager Operations at Republic Bank, Clifford Bailey, explained the rationale for this annual initiative, saying the bank values all citizens and takes seriously their responsibility to contribute to their growth and well-being. Republic Bank has been supporting charitable organizations for well over 2 decades and remains committed to working with community-based partners and the volunteers who dedicate their time and resources to helping those in need. Happy Carnival to Carriacou and Petite Martinique as they enjoy their first Carnival celebration in 2 years. The Grenada Informer wishes residents of and visitors to the Sister Isles a fun-filled but safe carnival as you celebrate, bearing in mind that COVID-19 is still a threat. In this edition of our weekly online publication, 10 months for wounding a policeman, Carriacou celebrates its first carnival in 2 years from this weekend. Despite strong opposition from US and Europe, Russia invades Ukraine. In the Sister Isles, kayaks and Grenadians overwhelmingly approve the Monday holiday for Carriacou Carnival. Co-op Bank's T20 tournament pushed back by a week. Carriacou prepares for first cruise ship visit in a long time, and much more. That's the second segment of news. Regional highlights are up next.
The second segment of MTV News was brought to you in association with the Communal Cooperative Credit Union. To grow with us, save with us.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business,
For your education.
for your financial freedom.
For that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
You want a hand sanitizer to do 3 things: kill germs, be gentle, and to go where you go. You can get all of that in our hand sanitizer. Hard on germs, gentle on hands, affordable. Remember, Hand sanitizers contain alcohol. Keep away from heat and flames and avoid contact with eyes. Available at retailers island-wide.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
The Nawasa app brings the power of Nawasa's customer service experience to you. Instant, conversational, and smart. Easy access anywhere. Get bill balance, transaction history for up to 6 months, report a fault, link to websites, view payment centers, contact information, push notifications, and multi-tenant accounts, all in a secure login platform. Like a self-service concierge app, mobile.nawasa.gd gets you the support you need much faster. Available on both Android and iOS platforms. Mobile.nawasa.gd, your customer support companion. Nawasa, committed to meeting customers' needs.
Sunday, February 27th, Mega Force Promotions presents the 36th edition of Waggy Team Virtual Bingo. Purchase a ticket now for your chance to win US $10,000. Tickets cost only $10. Get yours today from numerous box offices island-wide in Grenada. If you're playing overseas, tickets are only available at gotofet.com. So, if you need cash now, remember, Sunday, February 27th, join the fun and excitement online. Play Waggy Team Virtual Bingo and win!
The third segment of MTV News is brought to you in association with Arizo Credit Union. Your financial freedom, your future.
January 1947 saw the dawn of a new day, the birth of the Grenada Civil Service Credit Union, later renamed the Grenada Public Service Cooperative Credit Union Limited, and more recently, Arizo. Arizo is extremely proud to be celebrating this significant milestone. But this would not have been possible without you. And this is why we are inviting you to celebrate with us as we celebrate 75 years of transforming lives. Stay tuned to our social media platforms and our local media houses to learn more of the activities and events that we have in store for you. As we celebrate this journey, we thank all our stalwarts for their valued contributions in bringing us to where we are today. We look forward to serving you for many more years. Let's celebrate 75 years of transforming lives.
Time now for this evening's regional roundup.
This is the regional roundup for today. I am Donessa Pantru. Authorities in Antigua are investigating a series of school break-ins over the past few weeks. More in this report.
COVID-19 pandemic has caused much disruption to schools over the past few years. But now, education officials say recent school break-ins and vandalism are compounding learning challenges.
The Clay House Secondary School is one of the institutions the perpetrators have targeted in the string of break-ins. I spoke with Principal Ashwood Azil, who tells me it has impacted the school in more ways than one.
Over the last 3.5 weeks, we've experienced 3 break-ins. 3 break-ins which really have resulted in tremendous loss to the school, both in terms of material resources, in terms of lost learning time and so forth.
He says the vandals have taken computers, projectors and other vital teaching tools. Azil represented principals at a stakeholder meeting this week discussing ways to address the issue. He says Otters Comprehensive School has also come under attack from vandals.
Where you had human excrement being left in classrooms and so forth. That certainly is barbaric and by any measure reeks of just pure callous disregard for the value of education.
He says these incidents further retard learning for students already faced with challenges from the pandemic.
That every time a school has to stop for a day, a half a day, to clean, sanitize, restore their classroom, classrooms to an operational state, restore their staff rooms and administrative areas to an operational state. Those are hours that we're taking away from students learning.
This week's meeting included Education Ministry officials, teacher union members, and representatives from Public Works, the division which handles school security.
We are looking for some concrete plans, and they have committed to ensuring that there is some concrete plans in place that can be communicated to us by the end of this week.
Public Works Head of Security Robert Martin says they are considering several interventions, including electronic monitoring and improved lighting at school plants.
Men wearing police uniforms fired into a group of people at a protest and killed a journalist Wednesday after thousands of Haitian factory workers launched a new strike to demand higher wages than those the Prime Minister announced earlier this week. Associated Press journalists observed the men fire from a car with police license plates as the day's protest appeared to be winding down. At least 2 journalists were seen to be wounded, and the third one, identified as Maxihen, was killed. A police spokesperson could not be reached for comment, and the condition of the wounded people wasn't clear. Prime Minister Ariel Henry tweeted that he deplored the killing. Russian forces have launched a major assault on Ukraine, firing missiles on city and military targets. The invasion by land, air and sea began after a pre-dawn television address where Russian President Vladimir Putin demanded that Ukraine's military lay down its arm. Initial reports of casualties included Ukraine civilians and soldiers and Russian troops. Ukraine's leader said his country won't give up its freedom. Russia has embarked on a path of evil, but Ukraine is defending itself, President Volodymyr Zelensky tweeted. Ukraine has declared initial law and served all diplomatic relations with Russia. It says weapons will be given to anyone who wants them. That's it for this evening's regional roundup. I am Donessa Pantru.
This is the MTV Evening News. More news after the break.
The third segment of MTV News was brought to you in association with Ariza Credit Union. Your financial freedom, your future.
January 1947 saw the dawn of a new day, the birth of the Grenada Civil Service Credit Union, later renamed the Grenada Public Service Cooperative Credit Union Limited, and more recently, Ariza. Ariza is extremely proud to be celebrating this significant milestone. But this would not have been possible without you. And this is why we are inviting you to celebrate with us as we celebrate 75 years of transforming lives. Stay tuned to our social media platforms and our local media houses to learn more of the activities and events that we have in store for you. As we celebrate this journey, we thank all our stalwarts for their valued contributions in bringing us to where we are today. We look forward to serving you for many more years. Let's celebrate 75 years of transforming lives.
You're watching the MTV Evening News. Sporting highlights are up next.
Say hello to Grenada's hidden gem, Mandela Court, a Grenadian-owned luxury boutique hotel tucked away in Lansipine. Our fully equipped suites are now complemented by an international standard restaurant and conference room. So whether you're having a formal business event, quaint garden wedding, or just a relaxed dinner for two, you can count on Mandela Court for that luxurious experience. Call today to book your viewing or reservation. We look forward to welcoming you.
There is something new to the classic Wester Hall rum look. Wester Hall Estate Rum. What's your number? Drink responsibly.
is a water for every occasion on the field of sports, at your workplace. Just open the bottle and savor the pure, refreshing taste. Holy Natural Spring Water is produced in Mama Can St. Andrews and is available in all sizes nationwide. To order, telephone 444-7654 or 533-7654. Holy Natural Spring Water, Grenada's purest bottled water.
Coming up in sports, Presentation Brothers College hosts annual sports meet. Rachel Bain has this evening's sporting highlights.
Good evening, sporting fans. The Presentation Brothers College had their sports meet on Thursday at the National Stadium with full support from students, past students, and the parents. It is the first sports meet to be hosted since the start of the pandemic. Here are some highlights from the sports meet.
And as they push forward down the stretch, ladies and gentlemen, we have Patricia Aquinia. Patricia. It's going to be a tight one, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a tight one. And we have second position, first position unofficially.
Patricia seems to be coming up on Mr. Iron. It is a tough one. Unofficially, we have in first place Antoine Blackett. And they're off the boys 100-meter dash shot junior. Taking in front, we have a stiff competition. We have Patricia House and Station Mary with Israel Mitchell. Unofficially, we have Patricia House. And they're off, ladies and gentlemen, the 100-meter sub-junior category A. In the lead, we have Aquinia House of Mary Francis, followed by Gary Lambert of Dominican House. Unofficially. And here they're off, ladies and gentlemen. Aaron McIntosh of Patricia House cleaning it up with a large gap, followed by Angel Patrick of Finbar House. And there we have.
Update on games played in the GNBA's National Under-23 Basketball Championship played on Wednesday at Laborie Indoor Sporting Complex. Spotlight Ballers defeated the Westside Warriors 68 points to 37 points. Leading for Spotlight was number 6 Timani Joseph with 21 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist and 1 steal. And number 4 Omar Pantru with 18 points, 7 rebounds and 1 assist. For the Warriors, number 5 Shanette Phillip with 14 points, 8 rebounds, 5 block shots, 2 assists and 3 steals. And number 7 Davron Phillip with 7 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists, and 6 steals. Grenada will be hosting the third of 3 test matches between West Indies and England for 5 days at the National Cricket Stadium, starting on the 24th of March. Speaking on MTV Morning Show Rise and Shine on Thursday about the cricket preparations is Troy Garvey.
And we are ready as we speak, as based on where we are and the timelines that we have before us. And we're very comfortable, we're very confident that we will deliver, we'll host a great game, we'll ensure that the visitor experience is immaculate and everything will be in place for the visit of the English squad for the third test match here in Grenada starting on the 24th of March.
He said the COVID-19 protocols would be the same as past cricket matches.
As we stand right now, as signed off on by the Ministry of Health, approved by the government of Grenada and CWI, we are looking at vaccinated persons only at the National Stadium. The new of the game, there were issues since last year as relates to the situation with South Africa and the West Indies in terms of access, persons wanting to see the one-day internationals. They've had lots of time. There have been vaccinations available. You have 3 options here in Grenada. And as we stand right now to purchase a ticket, to access the stadium, to enjoy the game, you have to be fully vaccinated.
And finally in sports, the February window of 2022 CONCACAF Women's Qualifying came to a close on Tuesday, with Barbados, Suriname, St. Kitts and Nevis, and Bermuda collecting their 5 victories of the campaign. In one of the most exciting matches of the day, Barbados held off a very tough Aruba side, 3-1 in the Dominican Republic for their first win in Group D. Soraya Toppin-Herbert had Barbados out in front early, 1-0 in the 4th minute, and Rihanna Saras doubled the advantage to 2-0 in the 34th minute, but Aruba refused to give in and managed to pull a goal back in the 68th minute from Vanessa Susana. And that has brought us to the end of MTV's Evening Sports. I am Rachel Bean.
That's the sports, the weather, and a recap of the headlines after the break.
MTV Weather is brought to you in association with Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
Each of us has a role in Grenada's successful recovery. We have the will to overcome. We are strong. Together, we are Grenada.
Good Thursday evening, viewers, with the nighttime weather forecast and meteorologist Wayne Williams. That area of moisture to the east of the islands manifesting itself in extreme cloudiness continues to drift very slowly westwards with some intensification in showery activity. That means that we could be seeing some of those showers, well, some more of those showers, because we did get some today. We could be seeing some more of those showers developing into the nighttime. Those conditions are expected to continue through the weekend and into the start of the next work week. Very slight haze should be easing by Friday and continuing into the weekend. The remainder of the Eastern Caribbean, quite a bit of sunshine there today. That area of moisture, as I said, continue to track it. Upper level winds are unfavorable for intensification at this time of the year, but we do have the moisture creeping into our area. Showers tonight, Friday, and possibly into the weekend. The forecast for Thursday night is for scattered showers, but a 70% to 80% chance of that. Northeasterly winds between 5 and 15 miles per hour, becoming a bit lighter, maybe calm sometimes. Minimum temperature of 24. The moon is going to rise tomorrow morning at 1:42 and set tomorrow afternoon at 1:22. Scattered showers with very slight haze. That's expected on Friday with northeasterly winds blowing between 10 and 22 miles per hour. The chance of those showers is around 70%. The seas will remain choppy to rough. 4 to 6 foot waves. Exercise extreme caution if you have to venture far from port. The sun is going to rise at 6:24 and set at 6:15. It's going to be a nice and cool day tomorrow. A high of 30 will feel more like 32. Occasional and scattered showers in Port of Spain and Bridgetown respectively, with a bit of gusty winds, but more by afternoon time. Mostly sunny in Kingston, partly cloudy in Miami, some morning rain in New York, and sunshine in London. Back here to that area of low-level moisture continues to affect the extreme southern Caribbean. The chance of showers remains high on Saturday and Sunday, about a 60 to 70% chance of that happening. Variable cloudy conditions are expected on Monday, still with about a 50% chance of showers, then gradual improvement from Tuesday through to the start of the next weekend. That's it for Thursday night, folks. Have yourself a great night. Join me on Friday.
MTV Weather was brought to you in association with Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
Now to end the news, a recap of the headlines. Government stands in solidarity with the people of Ukraine. Cabinet approves criteria for the category of workers to receive their additional half-month pay before the end of March. The traffic department calls on citizens to refrain from defacing speed bumps. And in sports, Presentation Brothers College hosts annual sports meet. On behalf of the news and production departments, I am Troy Gill. Good night.
COVID is here to stay, and it's not going away. It might seem strange, but the world has changed, and this is the year for good cheer. I could smell the ham, I could taste the sorrel, the festival coming. I can't wait to taste the black cake. Church, socializing with your friends, liming with the boys. We're full of festivals in Grenada, and this year, I want to visit my family and all the festivals without fear, just as how we used to do it. Let's get back to what we know and love. Every vaccination brings us closer together. Are you ready for the festival and the world?
This message is brought to you by the Grenada COVID Crisis Group and the Grenadians United in Virginia.
I'm a winner, you are winner, we are winners, winners, winners.
It's the big one. Grenada, imagine winning $25,000 and up to 6 times by scratching just one later ticket. Get your triple cash scratch ticket for a chance to live your best life. Win easy with Scratch. For just $3, match any of your numbers to any of the winning numbers and win the prize shown for that number. Reveal a money back symbol and win the prize instantly. Triple cash scratch in stores now. Must be 18 or older to play.
Cause I'm a winner. From the moment that I get up, I'm feeling right.
Good evening, viewers and listeners. Welcome to the National Lotteries Authority's Daily Pick 3 Evening Draw for today, Thursday, February 24th, 2022. I am Anisha Charles. With me this evening is Ms. Giselle Alexander from PKF Accountants and Business Advisors, whose purpose is to ensure that this draw is conducted in a fair accounting manner. The game balls with industry standards and in a way stamped with. This time your tickets ready. It's Daily Pick 3. It pays to play. Good luck. First number this evening is, check your tickets in the meantime. First number is 9. Second number is also 9. Third and final number. Final number is 6. Let's recap those numbers. It's on the screen. First number is 9. The second, 9. Third and final is 6. So that's 9, 9, and 6. Congratulations to all owners. Stay tuned. Get a daily cash flow drop next. We'll see you soon.
Win more with the
NLA's Daily Cash 4 every day with more plays and bigger prizes to be won. It's a 4-digit game with all the bet types you already know and much, much more. From 0000 to 9999. Choose your 4 numbers and place your bet from 11 different bet types. Choose from inline, 4 different mixes, first 3, last 3, and 4 different backup options too. Best of all, it starts at just $1, except for backups, which starts at $2. Win as much as $5,000 with a $1 inline bet and as much as $6,200 in a $2 backup bet. Imagine $50,000 for a winning $10 inline bet. There's definitely more to win with the Daily Cash 4. More plays, bigger prizes, twice per day, Mondays to Saturdays. Must be 18 and over to participate. NLA, making your dreams come true while supporting sports, culture, and nation building.
Welcome back, everyone, to another Daily Cash 4 evening draw for today, Thursday, February 24th, 2022. I am Anisha Charles. With me again is Ms. Giselle Alexander from PKF Accountants and Business Advisors, whose purpose is to ensure that this show is conducted in a fair and accountable manner. The game balls with industry standards and in a way stamped with. This time, your tickets at hand. It's Daily Cash 4. More plays, bigger prizes. Let's find out what this evening's winning numbers will be. Good luck. First number this evening is, check your tickets in the meantime. First number is 0. Second number. Second number is 8. Third number. Third number is 7. Fourth and final number. Final number is 5. Let's recap those numbers on the screen. Check your tickets. First number up is 0. The second, 8. Third, 7. Fourth and final is 5. So that's 0, 8, 7, and 5. Congratulations, all winners. Stay tuned, get to play with you up next. We'll see you soon.
Win more with the NLA's Daily Cash 4 every day with more plays and bigger prizes to be won. It's a 4-digit game with all the bet types you already know and much, much more. From 0000 to 9999. Choose your 4 numbers and place your bet from 11 different bet types. Choose from inline, 4 different mixes, first 3, last 3, and 4 different backup options too. Best of all, it starts at just $1, except for backups, which starts at $2. Win as much as $5,000 with a $1 inline bet and as much as $6,200 in a $2 backup bet. Imagine $50,000 for a winning $10 inline bet. There's definitely more to win with the Daily Cash 4. More plays, bigger prizes, twice per day, Mondays to Saturdays. Must be 18 and over to participate. NLA, making your dreams come true while supporting sports, culture, and nation building.
I'm a winner, you are winner, we are winners, winners.
It's the big one. Grenada. Imagine winning $25,000 and up to 6 times by scratching just 1 lotto ticket. Get your triple cash scratch tickets for a chance to live your best life. Win easy with Scratch. For just $3, match any of your numbers to any of the winning numbers and win the prize shown for that number. Reveal a money back symbol and win the prize instantly. Triple cash scratch. In stores now. Must be 18 or older to play.
Cause I'm a winner. From the moment that I get up, I'm feeling right.
Welcome back, everyone, to another Playway Evening Draw for today, Thursday, February 24th, 2022. I am Anisha Charles. With me once again is Ms. Giselle Alexander from PKF Accountants and Business Advisors, whose purpose is to ensure that this show is conducted in a fair and accountable manner. The game balls with industry standards and in a way stamped with. Let's play Playway, value your dreams and win your way. Good luck. This evening's winning clear number is, check your tickets in the meantime. This evening's winning clear number is 9. Let's recap the number, 09. 9 represents the dream symbol cat. Congratulations to all the winners of this evening's Playway draw. When you play all the games of the National Lotteries Authority, support sports, culture, and nation building. Thanks for joining us. Have a wonderful evening.
Cause I'm a winner, you a winner, we are winners, winners.
It's the big one. Grenada. Imagine winning $25,000 and up to 6 times by scratching just one lotto ticket. Get your triple cash scratch tickets for a chance to live your best life. Win easy with Scratch. For just $3, match any of your numbers to any of the winning numbers and win the prize shown for that number. Reveal a money bag symbol and win the prize instantly. Triple Cash Scratch. In stores now. Must be 18 or older to play.
Cause I'm a winner. From the moment that I get up, I'm feeling right.
Many have
When a loved one passes on, we all need the comfort, support, and guidance of a trusted friend. You can rely on LaCour Brothers Funeral Home. We provide a personalized professional service that exceeds all expectations. Our dedicated staff responds to your every need with the greatest detail, ensuring affordability with a variety of options. Our upgraded state-of-the-art facilities, spacious air-conditioned chapel with live internet streaming, a modern, environmentally safe crematorium, the only of its kind on island, private viewing spaces, large on-site repast center, a modern transportation fleet. Join our burial society today and make personalized arrangements for that final moment as you prepare to enter your loved one into eternal rest. Visit or call LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and select a package that brings added comfort to the entire family. LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and Burial Society, continuing a tradition of excellence.
Edward Williams, also known as App and Quash, of St. Paul's, St. George, passed away on Sunday, 13th February 2022, at the age of 82. He was the husband of Mavis Williams in the USA, father of Nassie Rennick, grandfather of Caroline Brown Rennick in the USA, and Kadeem Rennick, close friend of Ian Harford, also known as Jiggerman, Jenny Harford, and Michael Alexander. Many other relatives and friends, including Celia Francis in the USA, Michelle Francis, Sherlyn Murray and family, Olga St. Bernard and family, Maureen James and family in the USA, Una Sylvester and family, Kalila and Wendell Rennick in the USA, Finbar Rennick in Trinidad, Dean Bones, Father Edward Roland Mark, and congregation of the St. Paul's Anglican Church, the staff and residents of the Richmond Hill Home, and friends and neighbours of St. Paul's and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Edward Williams, also known as App and Quash, of St. Paul's, St. George, will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to LaCour Brothers Funeral Homes. Lyndon Michael Marcus Decoto of Middle River Grove, St. John, passed away on Thursday, January 20th. 2022, at the age of 55. He was the father of Joel Redhead in the USA, Jonelle and Janelle Redhead in Canada, Marshall and Danielle in Grenada, grandfather of Johanna, Jonelle Jr., and Journey Redhead in Canada, brother of Juliet and Shirley Auguste in the USA, Leon Decoto and Ernest Cumberbatch in Grenada, and Byron Cumberbatch in Trinidad. Father-in-law of Crystal Redhead in Canada. Nephew of Cicely in Trinidad, Lloyd Cumberbatch, Norma Glean and Cess. Uncle of many including Kenneth, Leslie Ann, Alan, Alanda, Serene, Alban, Michael, Khalifa, Alwyn, Albert, Mickey, Alex, Judson, Michelle and Siobhan. Close friend of Marcia. Many other relatives and close friends including Nellie Maynard, Gloria Herrick, Damien, Samu, the boys in Loretto and the Bridge, Miss Finn, Louise Dabrio, the Cumberbatch and Decoto families, members of St. John's football team, and friends and neighbours of Wharf. The funeral of the late Lyndon Michael Marcus Decoto of Middle River Wharf, St. John, will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Cynthia Mitchell, also known as Miss Eslin and Cousin Eslin, of Bolio behind the school St. George, passed away on Wednesday 16 February 2022 at the age of 88. She was the mother of Margaret Mitchell, grandmother of Garth, Glennis and Marissa, great-grandmother of 11, caregiver Haney Alexis, aunt of many including in Trinidad. Many cousins, other relatives and close friends including Veronica Thomas and family, the Adolphus family in Grenada and abroad, teacher Pam, the Mitchell family, the Cambridge, Moore, Edwards and Charles families, Maria in Grenada, Gillian, Joycey, Sandy, Miss Lane, Joyce and Lincoln, all in the USA, Alistair Douglas in Canada, teacher Sylvia, Cheryl Bartholomew, Rose Phillip and family, Doctors Taylor and Sonia Phillip, the staff at the ICU unit, members of Our Lady Help of Christian Catholic Community Bolio, and friends and neighbours behind the school, Snug Corner, Bolio and surrounding areas. The funeral service for the late Cynthia Mitchell, also known as Miss Eslin and Cousin Eslin, of Bolio behind the school St. George, will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Veronica McLeana George, near Richards, of Wharf St. John, who resided at Bonaire St. Mark, passed away on Saturday 29th January 2022 at the age of 72. She was the wife of Frank George, mother of Tekla Ann Richards, Kenton Richards, Wilton and Wilma Sam, and Corporal 397 Wilbert Sam. Adopted mother of Junior John in England, Wendell Marshall, Troy John, Chanel Thomas, and Darren Francis. Grandmother of 18 including Carlin, Kanisha, Dwight, Danielle, Thorne, Quadell, Chimpu, Shakim, Jamal, Nikwan, Zidane, Xavier, Amiel, and Wyatt. Great-grandmother of Kyrie, Giovanni, and Diaz. Sister of Carme Holder in England and Margaret Collins. Mother-in-law of Kalisha Gibbs, PC52 Lincoln Roberts, Empress Scott, Desiree Moses, and Gillian Marshall. Aunt of many, including Karen, Wendy, Jenny, Tracy, Farmo, Little Mama, and Marilyn. Grand-aunt of many, including Eric, Brittany, and Rosaria. Godmother of 10, including Patricia, Anne-Marie, and Shirley Ann. Many other close relatives and friends, including Catherine Joseph, Sister Hamilton, members of Grace Communal Church, Pastor Eliza and family, Pastor McIntyre and family, Sister Langine and family, Sister Dubois, the Honorable Alvin Dabrio and Clarice Modeste Cohen, Ambassador Clarice Charles, Arthur Houston, the George and Moses family of St. David, and neighbours and friends of Bonaire, Coast Guard, Victoria and Wharf. The funeral of the late Veronica McLeana George, near Richards, of Wharf St. John, who resided at Bonaire St. Mark, will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Cecilia Roberts James Thomas, also known as Mother James and Miss Cecile, of Boca St. George, who resided at Bolio and in the USA. transitioned in the USA on Wednesday, February 2nd, 2022, at the age of 101. She will be lovingly remembered by her children Edna Roberts, Michael Puddin James, Godfrey Baggies James, Gerald Frankie James, Ann Thomas, Gemma James, and Sylvia James Mitchell. 23 grandchildren, including Rondell, Marlon and Annie James, Marilyn Cajo, Isaac James, Makeda James, Raphael and Alison Duncan, Sheldon Reed, Michael and Colin Campbell, Tanisha Seeley, Dr. Tina James Connell, Tina James Bubb, Jennifer James Dennis, Sheena James and Nigel James. 30 grandchildren and 3 great-great-grands. Many nieces and nephews, including Dominic and Sandra Paul, Kitson and Philip Monroe, Monica Clarence, Augustine Clarence, Audrey Dufont, Michael and Bernadette John, and other nieces and nephews of those families. Many grand-nieces and nephews. Many cousins, in-laws, and grand-in-laws. Close and dear friend, Sister Veronica Lander in New York. Godson, Joseph Alexander. Other relatives and friends, including the Douglas family of Boca, the Roberts family of Beaulieu and Snug Corner, families in the United States, Canada, England, and Trinidad, Dr. Cyprian Joseph and Lady Joseph, Pastor Paula Maturin, and members of Crown Heights Gospel Church, Brooklyn, New York. The funeral service and interment of the late Cecilia Roberts James Thomas, also known as Mother James and Miss Cecile of Boca St. George, who resided at Beaulieu and in the United States of America, will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Anthony Jude McQueen, also known as Drix, of La Fortune St. Patrick and London, England, passed away on Tuesday, 1st February 2022, at the age of 85. He was the husband of Joan, father of Janice and Glynis in England, stepfather of Don and Desmond in England, and Selma in Grenada, brother of John McQueen, also known as Pallet, and Barbara Mann in Carriacou, grandfather of Stuart, Andre, Stephen, Camilla, Adrian, Simeon, Shakira, Eula, Charlene, Novelette, Rochelle, Darius, Rio, and Rhea. Great-grandfather of Kiefer, Takara, Sherelle, Sheon, Amari, Rayleigh, Azel, Rion, Melody, Kamal, and Cameron. Step-grandfather of Charisse, Jordan, Nathan, Kieran, Dion, and Derek. Step-great-grandfather of Fall. Father-in-law of Dennis, Valentine, Joyce, Audrey, Esther, and Alistair. Brother-in-law of David, Kevin and Gabriel Andrews, Winifred and Ira in England, and Kate and the Andrews family. Other relatives and friends, including Mr. and Mrs. Errol Sutherland, Kellen, Marlene, Joyce Monroe, Jean Alexander, Veronica Sylvan, Lucianne, Merlin Scott, Jean Lane, Clarice Matthew, Indira Pariag, Bernadette, Dennis Henry, Rose, Solomon, Andrea Cornwall and family, Mrs. Belforn, the Fullerton family, and friends and neighbors of Sauters, Madays, La Fortune St. Patrick, and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Anthony Jude McQueen, also known as Drix, of La Fortune St. Patrick and London, England, will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Veronica Joyce Andrew, also known as Teacher Carol, Auntie Carol, and Mrs. Blackswan, of Tuileries and DeBlando St. Andrew, who resided in Florida, USA, passed away on Friday, 11th February 2022, at the age of 95. The funeral arrangements for the late Veronica Joyce Andrew, also known as Teacher Carol, Auntie Carol, and Mrs. Blackswan, of Tuileries and DeBlando St. Andrew, who resided in Florida, USA, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Carmen Arnold of St. Paul's, who resided at Mountgay St. George, passed away on Tuesday, 22nd February 2022. The funeral arrangements for the late Carmen Arnold of St. Paul's, who resided at Mount Gay St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home.
Judith Hilda Phillip, also known as Auntie Hilda of Shantimel St. Patrick, passed away on Sunday, 20th February at the age of 89. The funeral of the late Judith Hilda Phillip of Shantimel St. Patrick will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Lockwell Brothers Funeral Home.
Wayne Celestine, also known as Sion or Fish, of Mamacan St. Andrew, died on Wednesday, 16 February 2022 at the age of 59. The funeral arrangements for the late Wayne Celestine, also known as Sion or Fish of Mamacan St. Andrew, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Monica Tellisford of Old Wester Hall, St. David, passed away on Wednesday, 16th February 2022 at the age of 84. The funeral arrangements for the late Monica Tellisford of Old Wester Hall, St. David, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Dennis Thomas, also known as Tomo, of Black Bay St. John, passed away on Monday, 14th February 2022 at the age of 74. The funeral arrangements for the late Dennis Thomas, also known as Tomo, of Black Bay St. John, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes.
Nelsia Vincent of Richmond, Gramborough and Felix Park Cottage, Crowshoe St. Andrew, passed away on Monday, 14th February at the age of 87. The funeral of the late Nelsia Vincent of Richmond, Gramborough and Felix Park Cottage, Crowshoe St. Andrew, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Ursula Antoine Nee Sandy of Happy Hill St. George, member of the Most Excellent Order of the British Empire, former principal of the St. George's Anglican Senior School, also known as Heinze, and pastor emerita of the St. George's Bible Holiness Church. She transitioned to glory on Wednesday, February 9th, 2022, at the age of 75. The funeral arrangements of the late Ursula Antoine, MBE, of Happy Hill St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Thomas Newton, also known as Lack of Lasaget St. David, passed away on Monday, 14th February at the age of 79. The funeral of the late Thomas Newton, also known as Lack of Lasaget St. David, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home.
Delbert Bowler of Duquesne St. Mark passed away on Friday, 4th February 2022 at the age of 84. The funeral arrangements for the late Delbert Bowler of Duquesne St. Mark will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Godfrey A.B. Alexander, also known as Natty, of Tempe St. George, a resident of Spice Residential Care, passed away on Sunday, January 30th, 2022, at the age of 69. The funeral arrangements for the late Godfrey A.B. Alexander, also known as Natty, of Tempe St. George, a resident of Spice Residential Care, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes.
The management and staff of MTV extend deepest condolences to those of you whose loved ones have passed on. Thanks for watching.
The pain and agony of losing someone is never easy. Within your own mind and heart, there is a deep pain, agony that no one can feel. Within you see yourself painfully accepting the fact that you have lost someone you love. But this is what the Word of God said in the book of Psalms 121. I will lift up my eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help comes from the Lord, which made the heaven and the earth. To him you need to look to for your help and your leadership and your guidance. Man will not give you that help that you need. Money, fame, even the very material things that you have sought. You realize in losing someone, none of those things would give you help. Right now, there is one person who stands ready to help you. His name is Jesus Christ. He is King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Why not trust him today? Why not allow him to be at peace in your life? I want to pray for you and your family. Pray with me. In the name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth, I surrender, Lord, every heart that is painfully accepting the reality of their lives who have lost a loved one. I pray, O God, that you comfort those families. Give them strength. Enable them to see, God, that you are there for them, that you, Lord, will never leave them, nor will you forsake them, for from you will come their help. I ask your blessing and for strength for them today, in Jesus' holy and precious name. Amen and amen. May God bless you and keep you and sustain you. May he overshadow you and look over your family as you reach deep within and overcome this deep sorrow and pain that you face. My prayers and thoughts are with you and your family. God bless you.
My name is Hollis Map. I perform around the world, and when I travel, I book with CaribJet.
Call CaribJet now. 100% Canadian, operating 10 years plus.
Telephone number 439-4444 in Grenada, or click caribjet.com. CaribJet, True Blue St. George's, the number one for travel.
Less talk, more power. See the miracle.
Evidence of metastatic prostate cancer.